Hello again, everyone. Good morning, class. And again, welcome to First Hour Maths. And today we will be discussing greatest common factor and least common multiple. All right, so this should be the last section of your large packet that I gave you, and this should be the very first page. All right, in 1 second, I'll explain to you which ones on the front we will be doing together and which ones I want you to do for homework. All right, so in this lesson, on the very first page, we will be learning about the greatest common factor. All right, so it's broken up into 3 different parts. In the first part, questions 1, 2, and 3, I will be doing number 1 up on the board with you. You will have to do questions 2 and 3 on your own. In the second portion, with numbers 4, 5, and 6, I will be doing number 6 with you, while 4 and 5 is something you will have to do on your own. And in the final part, number 7, I will do with you up here on the whiteboard. All right, so we'll be doing greatest common factors for number 1. It gives us 10 and 20. What this means is we'll be writing out all the multiples of 10 and all the numbers that go into 20. So all the numbers that go into 10 and 20, we will look at those, and the biggest one that we can find in both is what our answer is. All right, you'll do the same process for numbers 2 and 3. So let's look at 10. We know 1 can go in there. 1 times 10 is 10. We know 2 can go in here. 2 times 5 is 10. So we know 5 can come in here. 5 times 2 is 10. And finally, 10 times 1 is 10. And that's all that can go into 10. Now let's look at 20. Okay? We know it can go in there once. That means 1 times 20. That works. We know 2 can go in there. 20 divided by 2 is 10. We know that 4 can go in here. 20 divided by 4 is 5. We know 5 can go in here. 20 divided by 5 is 4. We know that 10 can go in here. 20 divided by 10 is 2. And we know that 20 itself can go in here. 20 divided by 20 is 1. So let's take a look up here at the board. We see it shares 1, but that's not the greatest. We see it shares 2. That's still not the greatest. We see it shares 5. That's still not the greatest. So let's look at the end here. Oh, look at that. 10 and 10. 10 is your answer for number 1. All right, kids. So 2 and 3, do on your own. 4 and 5, also do on your own. But wait until after you see how to do number 6. So number 6 has 36 over 90. We know this is an improper fraction. We can make it go smaller. Okay? So we do know to do that, it's 2/5. We do know that, okay? But that's not what we're doing. We're trying to find the greatest common factor amongst all of them. So let's do this, just like we did with question number 1, 36. We know it can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 12, 18, and 36. All right, so let's look at 90. Let's think about everything going to 90. We know 1 can. We know 2 can. Okay. We know 3 can. Can 4? Let's see here. That would be a 2. It'd be 8, 10. We know 4 can't. Let's see if 5 can. We did 5. Let's see. 5 can go into 9 once. Minus 5. That gives us, let's see here, 4, 4, 0. So we know 5 can. Okay. We know, let's see about 6. Once, 3. We know 6 can. Okay. About 7. 7 goes in there once. 9 minus 7 is 2. 2, 0. 7 can't. What about 8? 8 can go into 9 once. And that gives us 10. 8 can't go into 10 evenly, so it's not 8. We know 9 can. Okay. let's see here though. Can 12 go in there? 12 cannot go in there evenly. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We know 18 can. Okay? And we know there's a few others after that. However, the biggest number we can get in both of them is 18. So the answer for number 6 is 18. I will say numbers 4 and 5, the number is not that big. All right, so let's move on to number 7. So a florist has 8 roses and 24 daffodils. She wants to make as many identical bouquets as possible with the same combination of roses and daffodils. So, what is the largest amount of bouquets the florist can make? So, let's do what we've been doing. We have 8. What number is going to 8? We know 1, 2, 4, and 8. Okay? Now, let's look at 24. Okay, we know 1 can, we know 2 can, we know 3 and 4, we know 6, we know 8, we know 12, and we know 24. So, what is the greatest common factor between the two? The 8s. Answer for number 7 is 8. She can make 8 bouquets. All right, so moving on now to the least common multiple, page 2. There is 4 questions, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Together in the video on the whiteboard, I will be doing questions 8 and 11 with you. You will have to do questions 9 and 10 on your own. So let's start with number 8. So with number 8, we get 5 and 6. Unlike the greatest common factor, which is numbers that go into this one, least common multiple is a number that these can be multiplied by that you get. So just watch. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and we'll stop here at 40, okay? So these are multiples of 5. So now we're finding multiples of 6 and seeing which one is the smallest one that they match up with. So we have 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, let's see here, 36, 42. We'll stop right there, all right? Now, looking at this graph, what is the smallest number? What number goes into this? There's no. Look at that. I see a 30, and I see a 30. Answer for number 8 is 30. Okay, so for questions number 9 and 10, you will do the same exact thing. All right, now we're moving on to number 11. Derek is shopping for hot dogs and buns. He is surprised to find that hot dogs come in packs of 8 and that buns come in packs of 12. How many hot dogs and hot dog buns must Derek buy in order for him to have the same number of each? So, let's do this. We have our 8 and our 12. Just like we did in the last one, number 8. Doing the same thing. So we have 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, and we'll do one more, 56. or excuse me, 48. I got a little ahead of myself there. 48. Okay. Let's look at number 12 here. So we got 12, 24, 36, 48, and we'll stop at 60. See any numbers that match up here? Yep. 24. Okay. So Derek would have to buy 24 hot dogs and 24 hot dog buns. So if he's buy 24 of each, with 8 in a pack, we would divide 24 by 8 and get, so he needs 3 packs of hot dogs and 2 packs of buns to make sure that he gets an even number of. Okay, everyone, so I'll just reiterate real quick here before the end of the video. Greatest common factor, least common multiple. Page 1, we did questions 1, 6, and 7 together for greatest common factor. You will have to do questions 2, 3, 4, and 5 on your own. Flip the page over, and we'll have least common multiple. We did questions 8 and 11 together up on the whiteboard, and you will have to do questions 9 and 10 on your own, as well as the quiz or homework, as I like to call it, of greatest common factor and least common multiple. You have 2 pages and let's see here, and only 4 questions on that. So you have less than 10 questions to do again. Not that big a deal. So, as always, if you have any questions, go ahead and send me an email. Be on the lookout in Google Classroom and in your student emails, because I will be sending you more information as it comes into me about homework, tests, and quizzes. So, be careful, be safe, and make sure you let me know when you get these done.